Hey guys, Scary Stories here. I hope you're doing well. Today we have a couple more news stories for you. I had a lot of fun with the last weekly world news one, so I thought we could dig up a couple more. If you've been enjoying the videos, maybe give this one a like, maybe subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. It makes my day. But yeah, let's open up with one that's a little more lighthearted to start out with. And that's Pie Attack Isn't Funny. And I hope you enjoy. Also, it seems my neighbor is using his chainsaw outside. So if you hear a chainsaw going, then just think of it as added ambience, whatever, to this pie story. Former waitress Catherine Whiteman Johnson figures she can take a joke just as well as the next person, but when a cream pie in the face broke her nose, she lost her sense of humor and sued. The Dallas resident contends that when an employee of Bennigan's restaurant in Addison pied her, he botched the prank. If they're gonna throw a pie, they ought to know how to do it, her lawyer Mark Mahone said. They shouldn't have put so much elbow grease into it. The fellow that hit her forgot to let go. He smashed her in the face with the pie. He didn't even throw it, he punched her with it. As a result of the unfortunate pasting, Miss Johnson's nose is out of joint, Mark Mahone says. The incident broke her nose and permanently disfigured her, he contends. He says his client has undergone several operations and still continues to suffer from, quote, increased susceptibility to diseases and allergies of the nasal tract, sinuses, and upper respiratory system. In her lawsuit, Miss Johnson, a former waitress at Bennigan's restaurant, says she visited the eatery on February 12, 1983, and was eating when an employee of the restaurant walloped her with a pie. Her lawyer said the restaurant had a little ritual in which former employees were often struck with pies if they returned as patrons. But in the suit against Bennigan's and its parent company, Pillsbury Co., Miss Johnson claims the defendants were negligent in directing an inexperienced and unqualified employee to strike her with a pie, and in failing to properly supervise and train the employee in a safe procedure. Bennigan's officials are declining comment on this case. Getting pied, huh? It reminds me of the pranks when parents would slam their kids' faces into the birthday cakes. And there was one video where they slammed the girl's face into the pie or whatever, and she just doesn't get up. And they're like, they just knocked her out. Maybe I can find a gif of that, or video. Funny, but I mean, hopefully she was okay. I don't know. I didn't really do research on it, so if this is a video for passing, then rest in peace. But this next story, I think, is the one y'all came for. It's a little dark, it's a little scary, not gonna lie, but hopefully we can get through it together. This next one's called Drunken Russians Eat Bambi. The tagline says, "Oh dear. Fawns set to appear in the movie about Bambi's childhood were abducted by two scoundrels and reduced to a pitiful pile of bones. In one of the most disgusting acts ever committed, two drunk Russians slaughtered and ate three helpless fawns playing the roles of Bambi and his friends on a Soviet movie set. This shocking crime was revealed in the Soviet newspaper Rural Life, which described the culprits as notorious freeloaders, and that they staggered onto the movie set and stole the fawns that were devoured in a birthday feast. According to the report, police in the Crimean city of Simferopol were summoned to the set, where the Yalta film studio was filming Bambi's childhood. Authorities said that 3 of the 4 fawns being used in the movie were taken. Soon after the ghastly crime was reported, police arrested A. Marinovsky, 50, and O. Ivanikov, 22, charging the pair with stealing the fawns and slaughtering them to, quote, celebrate a birthday feast for Ivanikov. Inspector Nikolai Chernova said the men were guzzling vodka all day and were drunk out of their minds by the time they staggered onto the set. The pair tied ropes around the fawns' necks and dragged them off into the woods where they were camped, the inspector said. Then, they butchered the fawns with hunting knives and roasted the carcasses over open fire. Chernova said the 2 men devoured most of the meat and passed out amid a pile of bones by the time the police arrived at the campsite. Marinovsky and Ivanikov were hastily tried and then convicted of their sickening crime. Ivanikov was sentenced to 6 years of hard labor, while Marinovsky was sent to a labor camp for 4 years. The pair were also ordered to pay the film company damages totaling $8,154 American. Soviet officials in Moscow said the nation's children were devastated by the news of the heartless slaughter, and shockwaves quickly spread across Europe. The touching story of Bambi may be the dearest to Americans, but even in this country, we are all stunned by this atrocity, said the spokesman for the West Germany government. We could not have been more shocked and sickened if we had heard that cannibals had boiled Bob Hope alive and eaten him for breakfast. Well, we got one more for you. Oh, there's the chainsaw. Yeah. And this one follows a similar vein to the last story. 3 drunks turn fishermen into midnight snack. Police arrested 3 men in a horrifying murder case, saying that the trio of drunks killed a fisherman, sliced his body open, and then devoured the victim's internal organs. Authorities in the Philippines said the crime occurred near the city of Davao. Davao? Lieutenant Cesar Lazaro said Domingo Perez, 48, his 20-year-old son Demetrio, and Juan Aquim, 32, were arrested after an anonymous tip led police to the remains of an unidentified fisherman lying behind a warehouse. The 3 were jailed without bond after confessing to the shocking murder, Lazaro said. The trio told police that they met the victim at a bar and asked him for money. When he refused, they strangled him, cut open his body, and ate all of his internal organs. Well, there's a couple articles from all different kinds of places around the world. I apologize if I butchered any of the pronunciations in this one. Hopefully any potential Russian viewers will forgive me. But yeah, no space aliens this time, but what can you do? 1983 was a pretty wild time, I guess. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like, maybe subscribe. Say hi down in the comments. What do you think of the stories? Have you ever been cream pied? Okay, maybe don't answer that. Have you ever eaten fawn before? Have you ever eaten somebody as a midnight snack? Okay, that also sounds kind of weird. We'll just leave it there for now. I hope you have a good night, and I hope you are also taking care of yourself. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.